What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition of my DC comic reviews. And in this video, we're going to talk about the Boy Wonder issue number 5, or book 5, or whatever you want to call it. The conclusion to the Boy Wonder Black Label series, focusing on Damian, the Ghouls, and several of the Robin / other Bat family members, unless you're Stephanie Brown, she's not in here, or Cassandra Cain, or a few others. But the point is, this is a pretty solid conclusion to this 5-issue thing written and drawn by Junie Ba. I think this is a good little kind of encapsulation of the Ghouls, their connection to the Wayne family and the Robins, and Damian's relationship with his mom and his dad, and how Roz plays a factor in all this, like the complicated histories and characterizations of that family. So we get a little bit of a history on Roz and how he came to be. Then we kind of continue off with the clash between him and Damian, and just as Damian's kind of about to lose, Batman comes in for his grand save, and this is a pretty cool image, like, don't touch my son. And then we kind of get Talia, Batman, and Damian all kind of working in unison. These are like the consequences of Roz's actions, and it's a pretty good fight scene. And ultimately Roz gets knocked back into the Lazarus pit as a result of one of the moves that he had taught Damian during his training period. And when he comes back out, he is kind of old and decrepit, and he doesn't even really know who his own daughter is. And despite him being a criminal, Talia's like, look, you're not taking him anywhere. And Damian's like, look, Dad, it's all right. Just look at him. He doesn't have much time left. And so Batman, of course, being him, he just kind of lets them kind of go off because he knows it's kind of like time. There is kind of a nice moment with Roz where he's like, do you know where my daughter is? You seem nice and warm. So like that was kind of a nice moment. And then, of course, they end up leaving with the little shadow demon thing that they had going for him, and Damian ends up staying with his dad. And ultimately, like, he decides that it's better to have like kind of more than one Robin. Like, I mean, yes, Gotham needs a Robin, Batman needs one, but there needs to be more to kind of do than like what we can just do on our own. We need to kind of like do a little bit better. We need to kind of like try some new things. And ultimately, Damian decides to kind of almost have like not necessarily like a gang, like a Robin group of people just kind of helping. Like, he kind of initiates them, like whether it's young or old, and he almost makes like an army of Robins of sorts just to kind of help within the community and do the right thing. And like, he was inspired by the others working together and kind of learning through his, you know, complications and whatnot, his insecurities about like feeling like he has to be replaced. But then he realized the importance of kind of helping others out, so he strives to kind of make, like I said, this group of like people kind of initiate into this Robin group, and it's basically a group of people just out there to kind of help in the city when just lend a helping hand, a friend, if you will. And I really like that. I thought that was a nice conclusion. You got the family all there, and they all kind of head off into the distance. So this was a pretty solid 5-issue series by Junie Ba. If you're a Damian fan, a lot of it is kind of stuff that we've seen before, but it's done so in a pretty good way. Like, this is a good kind of recap of the characters. Yes, it is an Elseworlds tale, but it kind of summarizes a lot of the stuff that happened, just kind of doing like covering the basics and maybe doing a little bit more at times. But I think it really concluded on a very strong note, and I don't know if he's going to do a follow-up, or I think it's Junie Ba as a man or a woman. I don't know. I think Junie Ba might do a follow-up series. I don't exactly know, but if you're a Damian fan, this is definitely one worth checking out. If you're kind of tired of the way canon's done, this is one that kind of feels more a little bit like classic Damian. Still has kind of that bratty side to him at times, but ultimately kind of like him kind of learning to do better, and you see the good heart that he has at the core of the character. So despite some of his you know, kind of issues early on, like, he really does grow to be a better person, and that's always an inspiring bit there too. And plus, seeing Batman come in was cool, and you get the three of them teaming up against Roz. And even like when he kind of becomes an old man, you see kind of a nice little tender moment with him and Talia kind of at the end of it, and kind of showing that complicated relationship with them. And even Batman's willing to kind of let a few things slide. Like, he realized Roz was pretty much just beat at this point. It's like, all right, go off and do your thing. Kind of reminded me of some of the episodes of like Batman the Animated Series. There was that was it the Jonah Hex episode where they would kind of got flashbacks to that, and you know, it was Roz and like his son, who was now an old man, and he's just like, let me take my boy home, detective. And Batman just kind of respects him. So there is that respect between Roz and Batman, and maybe under different circumstances things could have worked out a little bit better with the characters and whatnot. So, but yeah, I really like this one. I thought this was really solid. If you're a fan of Damian, it's a good 5-issue series. If you're not as familiar with the character, then this is kind of a good series to kind of jump in for some more new readers. But I think for the story they had to tell and the conclusion that they ultimately came to, I think it was handled pretty well for the most part. So now the artwork, it's kind of a stylistic thing, whether you're kind of into that style or whatnot, but I really kind of grew on me over the course of the 5 issues of this series. And like I said, ultimately it ended in a really good, strong note. So I definitely liked Boy Wonder, and if you're a fan of the character, it's definitely one worth checking out. So what did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit that bell for notifications. I got a few other comic book reviews I'm going to try and get out today. There is Absolute Power #3, which for whatever reason, it's like I can read it through the web, but I can't read it through my Kindle app for whatever reason. There's some sort of error issue going on with it, so hopefully Amazon is able to fix it. But I couldn't download the book to my phone like I normally do, so I'll try and find some way to kind of get to talking about that one. There's also the latest issue of Batman. And I think I have one other comic book, it was a Godzilla one that came out today, so Skate or Die #3. So I'll be getting to talking about those at some point. Also, later on today, you will see the Beetlejuice video for after the movie. Really excited to see that one tonight. I can't wait. I've been thinking, Beetlejuice all week. I've been kind of that mode to go see the movie, so I'm really excited about that. But anyways, that's all I have to say. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.